Okay, so we're going to now iterate over the items within a pandas series. Okay. Now, if you're going to do arithmetic operation, you won't do this. You don't have to iterate over those because we have universal functions. Universal function will automatically go through all the numbers for you. But if you have a result that you have saved in a series, like in the value counts, when you do the value counts is saved as a pandas series. Now you want to print that pandas series nicely formatted, then you can iterate over it, and there are two functions, but iter items is more efficient. So you can use dot items or dot iter items. Okay, iter items is preferable. Okay, so here we have S9, a pandas series, right? So now if you do a for, okay, S9 dot items, that's going to iterate through the items in the series. Okay, so you can use that in a for loop. So for V in S9 dot items or S9 dot iter items, and once again, iter items is preferable. Okay, I probably should not even. Well, I just want you to know that there is items and iter items. Okay, sometimes you may see items. Okay, then you may wonder, okay, what is items as opposed to iter items? They both are the same. Iter items is more efficient. Okay, so here you go through items, okay, and here you go through iter items you get the same thing. Now, but what happens is the items that you get from iterating, when you're iterating over, what you get, the items that come out of the series is the index and the value. Index and value, index and value. That pair is what you get when you're iterating over the series. That's why you see the first item V, you're printing V, you get two values, the index, and you see there is regular parenthesis. That means it's a tuple. Okay, tuple is what has right and left and right parenthesis. So you get three tuples. Okay, because there are three items here in the series, so you get three tuples. Okay. Now we can unpack the tuples. Okay, so you can do the same thing. Instead of capturing as just one single value, when you are capturing as one single value, then the entire tuple is put in V. Okay, if you give two values here, two variables here. Okay, remember we did unpacking of tuples way back in chapter 2. So the tuple will be unpacked, the index will go into the first variable, and the value will go into the second variable. So you can say I comma V, okay, instead of V, we have I comma V, the rest is same. So you have S9 dot iter items, okay, same thing. Instead of simply V, we have I comma V. So now it's not going to be a tuple. So you get the index I and then the corresponding value V. The purpose here is that sometimes you may have in a column of data, currency data or numerical values, you may have $sign in it, you may have a comma in it. And when you bring that value in, it's going to come because of the $sign and because of the comma, the value will come in as a string. Okay, so to convert, so if this is the price of some item and it has the $sign and the comma, it's not going to be a numerical value. So to convert that to numerical value, you have to get rid of all these extraneous signs. Otherwise, you're going to get an error. So here is how you can do that. So you iterate over the values, index the values, and then you replace. Okay, V dot replace. Remember replace from strings. Okay, so $sign is replaced by nothing. Okay, so that's the value. Okay. And then that value, you take that value, so you put that in V, right? And you put that back into your series. Now you've taken it out of the series S9. V dollar is gone. Now you remove the comma and put it back into S9 of that index. Yeah. And then finally you convert it. So right now, if you convert without that, so if you do S9 dot as type float, so you're going to get an error because of those extraneous signs. Okay. Now these two will convert, the minus 0.15 and 25.22, those two will convert because there are no extraneous signs. Those are valid numbers in string, and as type will convert those into proper numerical values. But then the problem is with the first number, 10,000.5, and that's the reason why you have to get rid of those. Now that's going to change. So S9 in our data type is floating point number. So what's happening is the first item is taken out, index is 0, value is $10,000. So that value is changed with the dollar sign dropped. So now at this point, V is 10,000. Then this one replaces the comma with nothing, so that will make 10,000 into 10,000. And that 10,000 is put back into S90. Then go back, index equal to 1, V equal to whatever that was, minus 0.15. Okay, there is no dollar sign, so nothing happens here. There is no comma, nothing happens here. And the same value is put back. Minus 0.15 is put back. And same thing happens with 25.22. So at this point, all three numbers are strings. The first number is string 10,000. There is no dollar sign, there is no comma. And then that works. All right, any questions? Okay, let's see what we have here. Iterate over the frequency distribution from 10 above and print the formatted frequency. So here we have, okay, so SQ10, we need to change that to, so let's see, SQ. So this is our frequency. So let's make that SQ11. Okay. Now SQ11 is the frequency distribution. Now we want to do what? Print formatted frequency distribution. Okay, there is a typo here. Distribution, okay, and including the relative frequency as percentage. Okay, all right. So let's do a print out. And how do we do this? We have to do this using, so we want the number, frequency, and so number is an index, right? So this is our index. The frequency is the value. So we want to print the number, the frequency, and then we want to print relative frequency also. Okay. So let's first do the first two. So we need for, okay, so we do v comma f. If you use only one variable, each item will come in as a tuple. Okay, we want the value and the frequency, so we have to unpack the tuple. So in, right, SQ11 iter items. Okay. So now we can do print f string. Okay. V, okay, well, V should be in curly braces, okay, and then the frequency. So we have to do some formatting here. So let's say frequency, right? So V is the value, F is the frequency. Okay, so there you have. Okay, the same thing. Okay. Well, but what about relative frequency? For relative frequency, so these are the frequencies. We have to divide each frequency by the total. So we need to sum this first and then divide. So if you do SQ11 dot sum, that's going to give you the sum. Okay. Well, so let's put that into a variable. Okay, let's put it here first. So SQ11 sum. Okay, so well, that's just my variable name. Now I need to add that here. F divided by SQ10 sum. SQ11 sum, sorry. SQ11 sum. Okay. So now we have the three columns. Now we need to do a little bit of formatting. So let's do a title at the top. Number, frequency, relative frequency. Okay, let's make it into a percentage, relative frequency percentage. Okay. Now this will have to be adjusted. Okay. So suppose we don't want this decimal place hanging around, so how can we change that? So we do a format, comes after colon, say 5.0f will give you 0 decimal places. Okay. Maybe 5 is too much. Okay. All right. So let's get rid of the frequencies here. Next is for the frequency. Okay. I don't know, 5? All right, so the frequency is also centered properly. And now here we want this as a percentage. So I don't know, maybe 10 dot to percentage. Percentage format will put a percentage sign there. 12 maybe? That one looks all right. Okay. Okay, everybody? Good?